Just put it through. I also think that sponsoring content creators reveals to us what I think most people know but didn't really want to say, is that esports were just gamer talent agencies.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're just your agents. They just represent you. And it's just about being looked at. Huh.
Just like you can look at people better with Zenny. Oh, we already did that one. We already did it.
Just like you can look at this juvie. Yeah. All right. Speaking of community, we've got a really strong community member, Louise. She is a Maryland TO, writer, seeder. Bracket runner, has been around for a long time. And then the Sheik is Kwyet, the other tri-state hidden boss.
Yeah, I played a set against Kwyet like a long time ago.
Yeah.
Probably when Kwyet was like brand new, I was like, wow, all the Sheik does is dash attack. And Kwyet does not play like that anymore. And maybe it was just the one set or whatever. Maybe it's because I kept getting hit. I don't know. But as you can see,
you were playing pretty. Oh, nice. You were playing pretty dash dancey back then too, huh? Maybe those are the overshoots.
I think I was actually.
Yeah.
What makes you say that? Do you remember me as a dash dancey
yes.
player? Well, I started on Marth, you know.
Oh, I see. I could tell. I didn't know at the time, but I can tell. But Kwyet, absolutely a monster. If you don't know Kwyet, you probably will in the next year or two. Very fast player, also a strong fox as well. But you know, in the wake of Jmook, Bing, Zanya, and Kwyet, all of the other like hidden bosses that New York has been saying like, you guys don't know. You guys don't know. These guys are really good.
Yeah.
And we just sort of like, we just move on with our day.
Yeah, you know, one thing about New York is that they're not very quiet about their hidden bosses. But yet
that's true.
Yet at the same time, Kwyet is one of their hidden bosses.
That's true. New York is overly represented in the culture, right? Like, why do I know the 5 boroughs? You know?
Yeah,
that I know what a borough is. I don't know all the provinces of Canada. That's a full country.
That's crazy that you don't know all the provinces.
Yeah.
I don't even.
Ooh.
Yeah, Kwyet actually looked extremely strong. In your favorite matchup, you were saying too.
It's my most played matchup.
Most played. Okay. Okay, not favorite. Sorry. My favorite matchup as either Falco or Sheik is against each other.
Sure. I think a really fast Sheik like Kwyet is really interesting to watch in the matchup too. They're just doing a lot of well-spaced aerials, so the aerials feel really good, and then the edge guards are fun. You know, they're like snappy.
Yeah, I mean, and snappy's the right word. It was a fast game, and the punish game was quite convincing. It was super sharp. There's very little. Kwyet's finding the spots where there's very little counterplay to their offense. Yeah.
I think recognizing those situations too, like when Louise was down in the bottom left of Battlefield, knowing like, okay, there's like basically one thing that you can do, and I'm just gonna fair you, and then we'll be done with it.
Is able to shine out after the tech in place, but I mean, that was a long tech chase, so you still consider that a relative success.
Yeah.
Used needles for edge guards several times too already.
Yeah, it's the combos are interesting from Kwyet because I don't think Louise is getting I think DI mixed up a little bit too much and maybe leaning on the side of like fear of survival DI, you know, and I think that's maybe why the punish has been so strong for Kwyet, is because like Louise has been kind of scared and missing I think a little bit of that of the like fast falls to ledge or like crouching out of maybe a Sheik aerial, those things that like speed you up a little bit. Kwyet's been taking advantage of those openings. Yeah,
definitely, and I mean that's the exact thing, is that in games like this very often, the situations that are impossible to get out of, you can think of them as gated behind a situation that you had a little bit of control over, right?
Yeah.
So like not fast falling to the ledge is why you got needled and edge guarded, right?
Yeah.
After you're already off the edge and below the stage, there's nothing that can be done.
Yeah, they're downstream effects.
Yeah.
You know. And that's what you were talking about earlier too, is like maybe this situation only occurs because of other things that happened in the lead up to it. So maybe I can leave room. I can wait for that.
And not only things in the lead up in the game, but lead ups in the culture.
Yeah.
No,
That's right.
No,
like,
truly.
Literally, we're laughing and also truly.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow, that's a lot of shield pressure.
Nice pressure from Louise, but
gets
doesn't
out,
get the good drift.
Yeah, gets out just fine, and actually a huge combo from Kwyet. Off the stage again, the needles don't hit, but the down smash does. 2 games in a row, Kwyet wins 2-0.
Yeah, Kwyet, a monster, especially on no tech. Gosh, I like to play Sheik that way too, is like not really letting up, and
yeah.
I believe a lot of the weaknesses that people say about Sheik versus Species in particular is like once both characters are set up, but I think she can make a lot of characters scramble.
Yeah, Sheik's moves do flow very naturally together, right?
Yeah.
I mean, literally designed that way, and also like from a frame data perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything combos, everything pops up.
It can be difficult to find a timing that works against a Sheik who's like laying the pressure on you in a controlled aggression sort of way, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because their word also, the control is important as well. You can get reversal for sure.
Very, very important. Yes.
But like what we saw near the end there, that Kwyet was holding shield in the face of that pressure, that was probably a stock for Louise against a more panicky Sheik, maybe a spot dodging Sheik, maybe a shield grabbing Sheik. But Kwyet realizing that we're good. We're good. This next set, I'm incredibly happy to see because on Falco we have LG Louise